friends. I want to share with you how to maximize your one sheet of cardstock. We're going to cut four 4¼ by 6¼ photo mats from this. We're going to get a couple of border strips. We're also going to have some leftover cardstock that you'll be able to use for embellishing or use on a card at a later time. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a 12 by 12 sheet of cardstock, and the first thing we're going to do is cut a border from it. And so I have my border maker system here, and it has this little guide that I can flip out, and then when I put my paper in, I just line up the corners here, snap it down into place, and then let's just move that guide just out of the way. Now this is the housing unit for the border maker cartridge, and you'll see that I'm using the spring leaf border design. So we're going to just insert this at the end of the border maker cartridge, and we're just going to punch. It just has these two little teeth that lock in wherever you need them to. They just lock right into the system, so as you go along you'll be able to feel that just lock in, and you'll be able to get the perfect cut as you go along. Very quick and easy. All right. And then we are left with this beautiful border strip. This is called the spring leaf. And then we'll just take our paper right out of that system and move that aside. Get all our little pieces out of the way. All right. Now we're going to just trim this remaining piece of paper to a 10½ inch square. So I'm going to line that right up at 10½ inches, put the arm down, and just cut right along there. So this is the other piece of a border. All right, let's turn it to 10½ inches here to make our final cut for our square. And we'll take this piece and we'll just set that aside as well. This will be left over to use maybe to back a title, or you can use this to punch another border out of, or what have you, but we'll set that aside for now. All right, so now we have our 10½ inch square. We're going to trim this down so that we get our 4 mats. So our first cut is going to be at the 4¼ mark on our trimmer. And we're going to start at the top, and we're going to cut down to the 6¼ mark because we want a 4¼ by 6¼ mat. Now you'll see markings on both sides. I've got a mark right here, and you'll see this little line right on the side of my cartridge, and that is really handy to know exactly where 6¼ is. So we're just going to go ahead and cut right down there. And let's see if I've got it not quite to the 6¼ and then we're going to turn this, and again we're going to put it at the 4¼ mark and cut down to 6¼ Now we don't have to be quite as we can see it differently because we've already got the lines. We're just going to bring it right down to that mark, and we have our first 4¼ by 6¼ mat. Let's turn that paper one more time. 4¼ and this will be our final cut at 4¼ and when we do cut this piece we have our 4¼ so now we have the 4 mats, and we also have a leftover piece that we'll just save that to use for embellishing or something of that nature. So this is my favorite paper trimmer. I have 2 favorites and they're very different. One is a tonic guillotine trimmer, and that's kind of my workhorse. I can cut several layers of cardstock if I'm making cards or doing other projects. It's always sharp, it's always accurate. I absolutely love it, but it's a little bit bigger. I have been looking for several years for a more portable trimmer, but also one that allows me to do cuts like this, where I want to go just 6 1/4 inches down and then turn. That's much harder to do with a guillotine trimmer, and this one just works perfectly. One of the things that I love about this, besides the fact that it stays so sharp, is that it has this little housing unit, and the blade comes out, but the blade is never exposed except when it's in this unit and being pressed down. So if you have little kids around, they won't get their fingers cut if they're ever helping you trim paper. It has different cartridges for different cuts, and I love that as well. It's very accurate, very portable. It stays very sharp. It, with some of the trimmers, when you bring the trimmer down, the blade down, it doesn't cut quite straight. This one cuts very, very straight, and I love that. It also doesn't push the cardstock down and kind of curve the edge, and it doesn't leave those little feathery pieces that some of them do as you're cutting. So anyway, I do really love this. But let me put that aside, and I just want to show you this little page. So this is essentially the pieces that we just cut. I'm not using all of the pieces, but if you wanted to do a quick and easy page, you could put your 3 photo mats down, attach your border strip, put your pictures down. You've got a small place that you could be journaling. You can add your embellishments, and this would just be a really fun, quick and easy page. This paper is actually from our Easter Blessings kit. And what you'll get in this kit are, you get 4 pieces of double-sided paper and a sheet of cardstock, and then the stickers. And the stickers are so cute. Who doesn't love stickers, right? So these are the Easter Blessing stickers, and these are stickers as well, but these are like border strips. And I know you can't see it super well because it's white, but this is so cute. I'll try to pull it off a little bit there for you. I don't know if you can see that very well, but those are little Easter bunnies. I'll kind of put my hand behind it so you can see. Little Easter bunny ears, and they're absolutely adorable. So these are the papers that come in the kit, and you'll see that one was the page that I used for my demo, and the back side of it is just a fun little pink-sided one. And this is another. It is a cut-apart sheet. You could use this for a lot of different things in scrapbooking and card making. And the other side of that is tone-on-tone green. And if you look closely, those are little bunnies. Very, very cute. So you get 2 sheets of each of these and the cardstock that goes along. And it's only $10. It's a very, very good little deal. So anyway, I know our Easter is going to be very different this year, but it's all the more reason to celebrate. You will have your own little family in your quarantined home, and I think it's really important to remember that the reason that we're celebrating Easter is really the resurrection. I truly believe that with all my heart, and we always have something to celebrate with the resurrection. I think it might even be more meaningful this year with our smaller families at home, quarantined together, as we celebrate the Savior rising again. And I just hope that you have a blessed Easter. So enjoy your paper trimming, and let me know if you give this a try. It's a fantastic way to go ahead and use up your cardstock to its fullest. Again, it is the way that we can get the most out of each sheet of cardstock. I hope you've enjoyed.